Hello, everyone. It's Greg from the Manchester Storm. Today, I'm joined by none other than Captain Critch. Cam, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us today.
Yeah, my pleasure, Greg. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. We've not seen your face in a little while. How's your summer been?
It's been busy. It's been pretty busy, but it's been good, and it's nice to be home and see family and spend time with them, and just kind of have some downtime and get ready mentally and physically for the upcoming season.
Yeah, I've seen sort of a few golf days up and about. Have you been up to much?
Um, just traveled a little bit. Lots of golf and trying to stay in shape and getting back on the ice here recently. So it's been busy, but it's been pretty standard. It's nothing too crazy, but it's been nice to kind of just be home and see family and friends and
Yeah,
kind of get back to neutral.
I bet. So we got the announcement about a month ago that you were returning to us, which everyone's really taken to. What's made you want to come do another year at the Storm Shelter?
Yeah, I couldn't really envision playing anywhere else, to be honest with you. Altrincham and Manchester has really been a second home to me since I've been there. So, in love with living in that area and playing for Manchester, and playing for Matt and Ryan, and with the teammates that we do have there. I've met some tremendous people in my time there and playing in front of the fans. So it's been great, and I couldn't really ask for much more. And yeah, there's no other place I could really envision me being than there.
Yeah. When I was speaking to Chase a couple of weeks ago, he said that you guys tend to love sort of Bunny Jacksons and getting some good chicken wings. What sort of things do you like to do when you're here and you're not on the ice?
Well, just kind of really, we, like Jay said, we do get to Bunny Jackson's quite a bit, but enjoy different parts of the city and get to explore a little bit and different pubs or whatever may be. But we get around pretty good. And when we do have time off, we usually get down to London once or twice a year.
Oh, cool.
And if we have time to travel elsewhere, that's always exciting. I know guys like to get away during the breaks during the season last year, so yeah, just kind of enjoy hanging out with the guys. Whenever you get some time off, it's always nice to rest and kind of get back to what you need to do.
Yeah, definitely. So thinking a little bit more about your career in hockey then. So I've seen that lovely photo with you and your dad on the ice. Does hockey blood run in the family?
Actually, it doesn't, to be
No.
honest. My dad's originally from the UK. He didn't grow up playing hockey. He moved to Canada when he was 12, and he was introduced to hockey then, but he used to coach me when I was really young. So, but my brother played. He was a goalkeeper. He played up until juniors, and then that's all his hockey career ended up being. Was he played in the North American Hockey League in the U.S., and he didn't play after that. So yeah, we don't really have many people on my mother's side. Her brothers played, but yeah, not a lot of hockey bloodlines in the
No,
Critchlow family.
you're leading the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about leading, this is going to be your sort of third season, I think, with us as a captain. I suppose in reality, what does that look like? What do you have to do and bring to the team that the other players aren't doing? Like, what does that physically look like in the locker room and on the ice?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of who I am at this point. So you just, for me, it's just being myself, keeping people accountable as well as myself accountable, and you know, you just you have to lead by example. You have to do all things right, which can be challenging at times, but that's just kind of what comes with it. And all you can do is kind of make sure you're always doing your best and working your hardest, and as well as being there for your teammates and wherever it may be. If it's if guys are going through ups and downs throughout the season, it's always nice to help them out and kind of keep pushing each other forward and whatever that may be. So it's just for me, just kind of being accountable, being someone that guys can follow and go in the right direction, as well as be a friend to guys at the same time.
Yeah. So it sounds more kind of like an attitude shift and sort of trying to so I don't know if it'd be the right way of putting it, but almost like bridging that gap between sort of the team and sort of coaching and assistant coaching, sort of that being that
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
it's definitely, I mean, you're kind of an olive branch for both directions, to be honest with you. If
Yeah.
guys thinks, there's always things throughout the season where guys want to have their input, and you can go to dinner with that and say, hey, whatever it may be, if we need an extra day off this week, or if we need whatever it may be, if guys are feeling banged up, and that happens every year. Guys get dinged up with different things, and guys play through a lot of different injuries and pains and aches. So, it's whenever you can get an extra day off when needed, it's something like that. Or if Matt's not happy with the way things are going, then he wants to start going different directions, and he can kind of lean on me to enforce that in the dressing room as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. I suppose in terms of so I'm relatively new to kind of the hockey world, and I suppose you are instantly recognizable for your look, and I love that moment in the our intro video when you're doing your smile. Would you mind telling me the story of how you lost your chompers?
It happened on different occasions, honestly.
Yeah.
It's varied from pucks to elbows to sticks. It's been a battle of attrition, as they say. It's not fun when that happens. But
No.
that's the risk you take.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be a big part of it. But it's happened sort of one at a time, has it?
Yeah, it has been, interestingly enough.
Yeah. Um, I mean, over the last year, I mean, we were all super proud of you kind of getting ready for the sort of the GB tournaments and sort of playing in the various kind of games for that. Is that something you're going to look to do again in the year upcoming?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my experience with the team when I was with them last season, and from the staff to the players, it was a really good group of people to be around, and I really enjoyed it. And there's a lot of really good people and players. So the team is really strong, I think, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my time. So hopefully I can get another crack at it.
Yeah, and even more exciting, I suppose, now that it's going to be, the creme de la creme this year as it's moved up again. Sort of playing at the top division. It'd be really exciting if you can kind of get some games in there. Definitely.
Yeah, that would definitely be a new level for me that I played at, playing against some really good players, obviously. So
Good stuff. Um, One of the things I think kind of you're known about around in the club is the tradition you started with Wally, with the chocolate throwing. It seems to have really taken really taken over. Um, in your time, have you seen any other cool traditions from club to club that you've been a part of?
you traditionally don't really see that in North America. I know, like, the Carolina Hurricanes are kind of the one team that started doing it in professional sports, really, in North America, with like the Storm Surge, I think it's called, or whatever it may be. But no, I haven't seen anything like that. It's mostly European style, and I've only been in Manchester in Europe, so I guess it's a tradition that I know the boys certainly like, and they don't mind some chocolate after a W, so nothing wrong with that.
Definitely, definitely. It kind of leads me on to my next point. I've asked sort of some of the fans whether they want to ask some questions, and it was some of the biggest feedback that I've had in any of the interviews that we've had. So we'll try and get through as many as we can in the time we've got.
Okay.
But so big shout out to sort of 7-year-old Holly Tillett. So she's asked, is Kit Kat still your favorite? Because every game she chucks a Kit Kat onto you because you're her favorite player.
It's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else people should think about getting for you?
I like it all, honestly.
Yeah.
Chocolate. You can't go wrong with chocolate.
Okay. Good stuff. Um, you seem to have had a lot of links with previous signings, especially from the Icemen, kind of, people that you played with and knowing them. Paul Sly's asked, is there anyone that you're looking forward to playing with this year or being on a line with in the upcoming roster?
Oh, well, I look forward to playing with all of them, to be honest. It's going to be fun to play with the guys that were there last year, and then it's always nice welcoming new players and new faces to the team. And every year there's a lot of tremendous guys that we played with over the years and with Manchester. So you know, can't really think of any line combinations. I'll leave that to Matt for now. So we'll see. We'll see where I'm at.
Fair enough. Is there anyone coming in that you played with before or that you faced off against before?
Yeah. Well, Steven Johnson's back. He was kind of from my area. He's good friends with my younger brother. There's another Tyler Hynum is a guy from our area, kind of. He's a bit younger than me, and I don't know him that well yet, but it's always nice to have people from around where you're from on the team for sure. And then, yeah, we got some other European talent with the Finn and some other guys that have come over from the East Coast in various leagues. So, I'm sure it looks like it's a good roster, and I'm really excited to get going.
Yeah, definitely. I guess with the new comings, we've also had leavings, and I suppose we've all been pretty devastated to find out that Simmons is retired. Johnny Wright is asked if you could reflect on kind of what it's been like to know and play with him.
Simmer, I think what you see is what you get. He's a very hard-nosed guy. He works hard. He's keeps himself and his teammates accountable. He's someone you want in your team. Definitely someone you don't want to be playing against. And I spoke to him on the phone yesterday when I found out. Give him a call, and I think he's got some exciting news on the horizon for him. And
Yeah,
so that'll be something that he can look forward to. And I know he'll do a great job. And yeah, so he's a good guy. He's a good player, and I know he's definitely going to be missed, not only by the fans but teammates as well.
I bet. Yeah, I was gutted to see. I think he had such a phenomenal year last year, and he seemed to only be getting better and better. When I spoke to him at the end of the season, he said about kind of feeling like he was getting old and he wanted to look at non-hockey life. But I thought we might be able to squeeze one more year out of him. So I was a bit heartbroken yesterday. But yeah, I'm sure he's going on to good things. With the turnover, because in our league we have 1 year contracts. I suppose Graham Clinton's asked, how do you keep kind of a motivation and people dialed into a team culture when we have like that level of turnover because of the short contract?
Well, at this level, it's professional sports, so it's kind of, you're gonna have to do it if you're going to keep your job. Is you have to come in each year, and it's a winning business. So if you want to have a good career, you're gonna have to buy in each and every single year, and you're gonna have to learn how to adapt and maybe handle different scenarios differently. So I think every year is important that way. And yeah.
Yeah, this is just sort of kind of just expect people to sort of, when they join, just get in and get on. Leslie Gleaver's asked, I suppose, what makes games stand out for you? Because you play so many. Is it sort of winning certain ones, the ones that you score in, the teams that you play, the atmosphere? What kind of, when you think about your moments and your highlights, what kind of causes them to stay around for you?
I think you always remember, like for me, I always look forward to after a win in the room with the guys, and it's always fun. Tunes are going, so that's always that's always one of those things that brings you back, and you'll never get sick of, for sure. Yeah, every win is important in our league, and every night there's points available that you need to get. So it's not really, with the biggest trophy being the regular season, you have to play every night, and you have to, points have to mean more to you than it does the other team. So it's tough to really, but there are defining wins. Like Belfast on the road really stands out last year. Also Cardiff winning on the road. There were some big moments that kind of can catapult your team in the right direction for the longevity of the year, and it's important to get off to a good start as well.
Yeah.
So there's many variables, but there are different reasons. But mostly for me, I just look back to after a win on a Sunday and having a beer with the guy next to you in your room, and it's a good feeling when the music's going, and it's good vibes for sure.
Definitely, because Sam Riley's kind of expanded upon that, and he said he's asked kind of what is your favorite memory for when playing with Storm, maybe over the whole of the time that you've been with us. Does anything kind of stand out?
In particularly, nothing. I mean, it's tough to pinpoint one thing after going through my first year here, and then the elite series, or the elite tournament that we had, and then the last 2 years. But I think some of the bus rides home after wins on the road is probably my favorite memories anyway.
Yeah, all
Yeah, the
about the
vibes
gritty
are
buzz.
high and the good feeling, and it's just nice to be able to enjoy wins with your teammates.
Definitely. I suppose on those ones that you're coming back, are you on Greg's karaoke? Are you are you stepping up?
I typically don't know. I
No.
don't I don't know who's doing that.
Fair enough. Um, Callum Sherritt's asked, in our league, who is your favourite team to be playing against?
Well, any team really. I mean, I don't. It's nice to get wins against the big clubs for sure, but I'll just have to say Sheffield just out of rivalry reasons.
Yeah. um, we talked before a little bit about kind of what you do off ice. You know, we know you're a keen golfer. It seems to be like the big hobby of a lot of you guys. Simon Harris has asked what your handicap is.
So I think it's at like a 3 right now, but
Yeah. Outside of golf, what do you enjoy doing? You said about spending time with families. Do you have any other hobbies?
well, I also work, so it keeps me pretty busy. But no, there's different like we like to fish out where I live, and you know, my parents don't live in the same city as me, so we travel to their cottage and meet with them and see my brother and his family. So, it's just kind of never stops, and you're always catching up with people that you don't get to see throughout the winter, and trying to arrange with them. And summer's busy, so it's tough to connect at times. But
Yeah,
yeah, there's plenty to keep my hands full here.
definitely. Because I know you did your masters in sort of business administration when you're over with us. Do you mind if I ask kind of what work you're doing now and kind of what you're looking to eventually post hockey life?
Yeah, just currently selling software at the moment.
Oh yeah,
So it's a pretty good gig for me that I'm able to do throughout the season as well. So it's yeah, it's getting introduced to life after hockey type of thing, but it's nice to nice to have to keep me busy as well.
yeah, cool. Um, so I think that's all of the questions from everyone there. Have you got any final message for the people? We're on a countdown. I think it's 43 days perhaps till we're back. Anything you want to say to the fans as we're waiting to get back in?
Just really can't wait to get back. Looking forward to seeing everyone and get the season getting underway. And I'm sure that the fans will be happy with the product and the team. So it'll be a fun year, and I can't wait to see you guys.
Amazing. Thanks, Cam.
You're welcome.